Alright, you guys, I have to record this session as kind of recklessly and quickly as possible because I live in the worst state in America, the lightning capital of... It's been thundering all day, and I've tried to record, and every time I sit down to record, and I say, "Hi, I'm Brickroad, this is soulblazer," and then outside, it's just this loud thunder strike, and I'm like, well, okay. But it stopped thundering. It wasn't even raining, it was just thundering. And it's because I live in this terrible state, where that can apparently happen. That shouldn't happen! If there's thunder, there should also be rain. I've read the Bible. Okay? Anyway, this is King Magrid's castle, and we're starting out in the torture chamber. Very interesting. I think what we're going to find out here is we're going to get a new sword and then have to go back and revisit some old locations. And also, I might have done you guys a disservice because there are 2 of these master emblems in King Magrid's castle, and there's 6 total. No, there's 8 total. Yeah, there's 8 total, and I've got 5. That means I missed one somewhere, and I have no idea which one or where it is. So this whole Let's Play is a failure, and I'm sure the thunder is going to start back up any time now, and there's nothing that I or anybody can do about it. So, this guy wants me to find the spirit sword. I guess that's what we're going to try to do. I think I've reached a point in my career where I just... Yeah, these ghosts will not die for the spirit sword, but like, I just can't... Like, if I stopped to apologize for every failure, I would just never, ever stop apologizing. So I'm gonna start apologizing now. I'm very sorry, and I'll just never stop. Every 2 seconds for the rest of my life. But no, we're in King Magrid's castle now, and King Magrid, as we have stated, is the one who sold everybody's soul in the whole world for gold. And I guess gold's shiny, which is kind of neat, but... Get rid of that ghost there. Is this the spirit sword? It sure is. There we go. Defeat spirit monsters like that guy. We've got 4 more layers in the torture chamber. Then we've actually got to leave the torture chamber and go fight some spirit monsters elsewhere. I did, though. I tried recording this like 3 times this morning, and erg. The worst is... I mean, this is on a Super Nintendo emulator. I still use an emulator called ZSNES, which people always yell at me for using, but like, hey, you know what? Everybody likes stuff. Everybody has their own preferences. You shouldn't make fun of me for mine just because I like an outdated emulator from the 1980s. 1980s, right? Is when emulation was invented by Al Gore. But what this means is that on an emulator, I can actually keep backup saves as I go. I have a little file folder that I keep backup saves in, just in case something goes terribly wrong with the recording and I have to roll back to a previous save. I can do that with the emulator. I can't do that with every game that I Let's Play. There are some games. There's what one was it in particular that I had to replay the entire... I think it was Octodad. Had to be replayed from the very beginning of the game. Every time I screwed something up because it auto-saves and you can't keep multiple saves. There's one more monster layer here, really? Where it be at? There it be at. We'll circle around. Oh, it's empty now anyway. So I think the torture chamber keeps going, but... I'm gonna go ahead and bugger off to GreenWood for a snap. And I guess those snakes don't come out of a monster lair. We killed a whole bunch of those snakes for no reason. No reason at all. But yeah, I used the item screen here to get my audio and video synced up, so I know when I go to edit it later, everything's synced up and it looks nice. I'm like, pretty sure there's only 2 of those emblems left, and I've missed one somewhere. Story of my life. It's a very, very pathetic story, really. Okay, so we're going to go back to the Light Shrine now. So we've got 1 monster layer here. We can now kill these angry sun wannabes. Excuse you. Of course, chasing them around is not very fun. They're worth 1,100 experience. That's enough experience, I think. There should be a few more of them over this way. Hey there. And even though we're on the other side of the map, I think we will still hear the monster lair go off once we've killed the last one. No diagonal movement in Soulblazer. You got 4 directions, and you better enjoy them. I think it'd be weird to make like a 4-directional game, but like not the 4 cardinal directions, just like 4 random directions. You can walk up, or upright, or left, or right, and that's it. That's all you get. Actually, no, that game would be terrible. I don't even know why I said it out loud. Oh, I need to go upstairs. There's more Ghostly-mans upstairs, and then it might actually be faster to walk outside to the other god portal, honestly. Because this 1 floor of this dungeon is very likely bigger than the entire outside swamp area. Emptier. Fewer lizards and flowers and stuff, but nonetheless. There you go. There you are. There you are. Come here. Come here. Get destroyed. You too. Ooh, more magic that I shouldn't actually use, but let's try it out. We got Flame Pillar. And there it is. That was Flame Pillar. I hope you enjoyed it. Did I get the monster lair downstairs? Because we should have released another NPC back in actual GreenWood. Maybe I just wandered away from the monster lair and didn't get it. Oh yeah, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Probably towards the end of the floor then? So yeah, we gotta go back to the end of this floor anyway. I'm doing this in the most inefficient way possible, thereby guaranteeing the thunder is going to start back up. I think this time I might just be resigned to my fate. I might just let the thunder in. That actually sounded way too badass for something that I say. Let the thunder in sounds like something that you should say before you, like, jump a flaming pile of spikes on a burning dirt bike. That bird, I believe, is going to be pretty important. So yeah, let's hop back. We're almost ready to start using the Recover Sword here in a second. Where's this portal at? There it is. And I think this is the Scaredy Cat bird. This is the bird that we're going to have difficulty talking to. Yeah. This bird's going to fly back and forth. Excellent. The Red Hot Mirror. So now we have 2 of the Red Hot items, yes? Yeah, we just need the Red Hot Ball, which is not accessible until the end of the game. Let's go back and rebuild King Magrid's castle for him, because even though King Magrid is just the worst, his castle still might be a cool place if we get it built back up. It's actually nice to kind of be building a proper town again, you know what I mean? After all of the weirdo places we've been. Like, why would we use any of these other weird magics when the second magic spell we got is still killing monsters in one shot this late in the game? Heading down into the basement of the castle, and I think we'll be back here later after we get a spirit. Ooh, big gem. Because one of those master emblems that we can't possibly get all of now because I missed one somewhere and I have no idea where it is. I do believe is in this basement, and we probably can get it right now. But it's in an invisible treasure box, so you kind of see, oh, we don't have the soldier's house yet, so he's just going to be a ball of fire. I wonder if the soul feels pain when it's not housed in skin and bone. And also people just walking by, just seeing a random soul just there. Imagine like you're in a line at McDonald's and the person ahead of you is just a ball of fire. Like, why are you at McDonald's? Do you even have a digestive system? Yeah, we should have two emblems here. There's one inside and one outside. And the inside one, I think, is on this floor. And we're just going to get shot by pillars repeatedly. Kind of some nasty monster lair positioning in these dungeons. And yes, once again, I ripped all of these graphics for RPG Maker back in the day. In fact, I was telling a story on Discord recently about a gentleman that I knew in the RPG Maker community who... Ooh, wait a minute. Just walking along and I found an invisible treasure box. Nice. So the invisible treasure boxes are there. You don't need the soul that you need to see them. But I don't know if I'm able to find the box with the emblem in it without it. So we might just do a quick sweep through this dungeon again after we've got that soul. Come on back. There you are. And I mentioned that one of the common practices was ripping graphics from SNES games. And it might still be common practice in RPG Maker times. I don't really... This ghost is making a jump out of me. I guess I don't really know. But what people would do... And you see this even if you look on like sprite sheets and stuff on the Spriters Resource website that I mentioned that I use quite often. Like people will rip the graphics out of an SNES game and then on the ping file or you wouldn't use a JPEG, but on the ping file or whatever image format you're using, you'll put like, you know, credit to Koala Slayer 69 or whatever your AOL name is. Like, please credit if used. Like, really? Please credit if used? Please credit you for these graphics you didn't draw? So I knew this dude back in the RPG Maker community days. He was a good chum of ours on the IRC, and he ran a website that had tons of ripped graphics, all kinds of assets you could use for your RPG Maker game. And what he would do is any ripped graphics he would take... And then he would remove any of that credit from. Like, if like Koala Slayer was like, I ripped this Chrono Trigger Forest tile set, and if you use it, make sure you credit Koala Slayer Productions. That man is dead. Maybe he is a koala and he has been slain. And obviously, this is... I mean, it's not a terrible idea. Like, I get why people would do that. But no, he would scrub all of the accreditations from all of these ripped graphics. And boy, howdy, did people hate him for it. I'm going to kind of wander in some of these corners looking for boxes, I think. Ah. Ha. A medicinal herb. We have one more... That one was just there. There's also ways to, like, walk through walls in this area, I think? Yeah. Ah, see, yeah, the soul... Maybe we don't need the soul of reality. We're still finding anything anyway. I'll take it. But he came under fire repeatedly for doing that. You literally cannot get here without getting the Zantetsu sword and giving advice to, hey, try to remember where all the invincible monsters are, when all the invincible monsters are in the first 3 levels of the game hours and hours ago. I mean, it's not a super big game, so it's not like it's going to take an enormous amount of time. Hey, look, another hidden passage. It's not going to take like an inordinate amount of time, you know what I mean, to... You know what? I'm leaving the secret passage because I'm just getting stuck on walls. And I'm scared. I'm scared right now. It doesn't take an inordinate amount of time just to go back through the dungeons looking for the stuff that you missed. It's not gonna... You're not going to be at it forever. And in fact, it's almost certainly what I did as a kid, the first couple times I played this game. But no, we were discussing on Discord when this RPG Maker credit thing came up, we were talking about Repro carts, which are basically if you take a fan-translated ROM or something and then put it into an actual cartridge, so it'll boot up on an actual console. And typically people will do this for games that weren't released in their region. For example, I own a Repro cart of Final Fantasy V, which was a game that didn't come out in North America on the SNES. But I could play it on my SNES. I don't play it on my SNES because, hey look, like this room is just... Ah, the emblem. Just screaming that there's something in this room here. Screaming. If I didn't know there were invisible boxes down here, I wouldn't be stumbling into these. Don't worry. It's just because my knowledge of the game has given me an unfair advantage over people that don't know the game. This room is worse, having killed the monsters in that lair. Shoutouts to RuneFox for sponsoring this video. If you liked the video and you want to see more, please tickle my thumb, leave a friendly comment, and ring my little bell.